Hello everyone and welcome to this tutorial on setting up the forums. If you're on your template, you can see that in the resources there are a lot of assignments, forums, and quizzes provided for you. And so what we're going to be doing today is just editing these forums to fit your course's needs. Now they're already kind of inputted with some generic text for the Department of Photography, but you might want to change them for your department's requirements. So we're going to go up to the Turn Editing On section. And you'll notice now that you see a lot of editing drop-down items along the right-hand side here. And we're going to go down to just one of the forums. Let's just say the Module 1 forum. And we'll edit the settings. Let's go and toggle full screen. Now you can see that there's some generic text that we've placed in there. For example, please follow the forum rules. And the forum rules are that students must answer the forum question and must post at least one response to each student's topic that they discuss. And then it has a generic text for this forum you must, and then whatever your requirements for your assignment are. And then please submit your response by whatever the due date you set. So you can just type in whatever you would like. So, for example, please, for this forum you must answer the question below. And then you can even add images to forums, because think about forums more as a continuation of the discussion in class. So you've discussed something in class and you want to make sure that the students understand that information. For example, like in one of my classes, we have a lighting setup for dark field and bright field lighting. And so I can include that lighting setup here. Let me find that lighting setup real quickly. Right there. And I can input that into the forum here, and I can ask the students to comment on that. So for this forum, you must answer the question below, and I can put the picture in there, and then I can put the question. The question here would be, what makes this lighting set up different than dark field lighting? And then the students will have to respond according to the picture. They'll have to look at their notes from class and respond about what makes this lighting setup different than another lighting setup. And then I can set up the due date to whatever due date I want, say the 5th of April 2015 at 10 a.m. So this would be a really great forum post for one of my classes, and actually it is one of my forum posts, and it provides the students with some extra content to do outside of the classroom. Do on their own, some student-centered learning where they have to do some research on their own. Now, there's some other types of settings that we need to configure before the forum goes live. For example, what kind of forum type is this? And now, by default, it's the standard forum for general use, but you could set it up to more of a blog-like format or a question and answer type forum. But I think for most of the forums in the majority of the college's courses, a standard forum for general use is the type of forum that we would want. And then you can have an attachment. Like, let's say you require the students to submit an image. For example, they have to go research a website, grab an image from that website, post it to the forum, and talk about it. Now you're going to want to set the attachment and word count for that requirement to something maybe like 2 megabytes or 5 megabytes, depending on how many images you're requiring them to attach. And then you're going to want to set the amount of attachments that are in your, your assignment description. By default, it's set to 10. The word count, a lot of times, teachers will ask students to submit 200 words to the forum. And so then you can make sure to display the word count so the students know exactly how many words they've typed. But by default, we just set that to no because it's a little restrictive in my opinion. So subscription and tracking, you can, by default, it's set to auto subscription. That way the students are notified by email when somebody responds to their forum discussion topic, like a teacher or another student. We want to make sure that you facilitate discussion. That's what these forums are all about. So settings like that really help facilitate the discussion from student to student or between the teacher and the student. All these other settings you don't really need to change because they're all very generic settings that are already been created for you. The only one that you might want to change is whether or not it's shown or hidden. And by default it's set to show, that way the student can see the link. So let's save and display, and you can see what the forum looks like. And here we go, we have our assignment, we have our forum rules, and we have the question which the students must answer. For the student to answer the question, they have to add a new discussion topic, which they would put their answer in the form of a response. And then other students can respond to them, and the teacher can also respond to them. Now, to see what one of these forums looks like in a real class, we can go over to my class in Advanced Photography 1. And I can see my forums down here, and I'll just go to maybe forum, module 5 forum, and oops, that's the quiz, sorry about that. We can go to the module 5 forum, there we go. And we can see that I have a forum quite similar to the one in the example, in which they must look at an image and answer 2 questions. I haven't set the response date yet, the due date for this assignment, but I will when that time comes. And then the students can add their topic, their new discussion topic, which would include their response to my forum post. So that's pretty much it for adding and editing the forums. If you have any questions, please contact the e-learning coordinator or the ETC department. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.